Hey everyone, and welcome back to News to the Science, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more, and also Marvel Spider-Man 2, and to the official first podcast between me, Ronnie of News to the Science, and of course Keenan of Comic Blast Keenan. We're really excited to talk about this, have this talk about Marvel Spider-Man 2, and of course to answer your questions, and I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for it, have been asking when is the podcast happening. Well, it's happening now, and we're really excited to get started. Let's go ahead and welcome Keenan. Keenan, how are you?
Living the dream. So happy to be doing this, man. I am hyped. I'm sorry that it took so long to get around to doing the podcast. I came down with COVID. Originally, we were going to record it like a week ago, but here we are now. And it's really exciting to be able to talk about Marvel Spider-Man for more than 5 to 10 minutes in a video. Now we can just sit here and ramble on for 40 minutes. So
yeah, definitely.
I'm really pumped.
Yes, and if Marvel Spider-Man 2 content and other Marvel-related content is your thing, then definitely be sure to like, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. We post a lot of Marvel-related content here on the channel, and we also promote and talk a lot about Marvel Spider-Man 2. So if that thing is for you, if that sort of stuff is for you, then definitely subscribe. It helps out the channel. And of course, subscribe to Comic Blast Keenan. The guy's awesome. He's like the #1 Spider-Man fan on YouTube. So definitely subscribe to him. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So do you want to start with like answering some questions, or you want to talk about theories and stuff like that? How do you want to do this?
I would like to, I think we talked about it a little bit ago, but I would like to talk about the whole D23 thing that came out.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's
sometime
really
this
exciting.
Past week, right?
Yeah, definitely. We got some word about it. It was very small, but it was actually on the Marvel's official page, talking about details regarding D23 and the upcoming Marvel stuff and Spider-Man 60 Beyond Amazing Years and stuff like that. They only mentioned Marvel games, but that's as vague as it really gets.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to Marvel games. I mean, you have Midnight Suns releasing this year, and we know for sure we have Marvel Spider-Man 2 coming next year. And then as far as we know there's a Wolverine game, and there's the rumors going around that there's a Black Panther game in development. So all of that's kind of in play for D23, I think.
Speaking of Midnight Suns, real quick, for the longest, I've decided not to get the game. But after the recent trailer and the recent addition of Spider-Man, who's going to be voiced by the legendary Yuri Lowenthal once again, I might reconsider and actually buy the game, because the game actually does look pretty fun. I thought it was just like a card game for the PlayStation and other consoles, but I guess it's not really. It's more than that, really. But I might reconsider and get the game, actually.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting it. I don't know what to expect. I mean, like, I think that I can't remember the name of the company that's developing the game, but they fully embraced what they are, and they're not trying to be anything more than what this game is,
Exactly.
So they're not trying to make it sound like it's just this epic single player, story. Like, they've embraced what they are, and I think it sounds fun. Getting Yuri back is a huge move for like people like us who are just fans of Yuri's Spider-Man.
I'm pretty sure that was an easy yes for him.
Yeah, and that's one of the major factors that made me want to actually play it. I don't know. I'm always down to give anything a try. I mean, like, I played Marvel's Avengers for like a solid month and a half.
I'm sorry, we don't speak about that game on this channel.
Yeah, I'm like, I try to give everything a fair chance, like, even though I look at it before it comes out and I'm like, like Gotham Knights, I'm like kind of like, but I'll play it just to give it a chance. So yeah, the same kind of goes for this game. I definitely think that we're going to see something for Midnight Suns at D23. I think that's like pretty much set in stone. I mean, that game releases in just about 2 months or so. So I mean, they're going to.
Dude, I'm getting the chills right now for D23. I can almost like feel it, and I wish it would be in August, because my birthday's coming up in a week, and it would have been a great birthday gift.
Hey yo.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What day next week?
The 13th. It's a Saturday, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my mom's the 14th, so that.
Oh, nice. Leo's all the way. Yeah. But awesome. August is the biggest month of the year for my family, because my birthday's the 13th, my brother's the 19th, my mother's the 23rd.
Wow.
And my sister's the 15th. So
I'm impressed.
Yeah. It's a very busy month of gifts that from now on we just celebrate everybody's birthday on like the first birthday to come, which is mine. But yeah, definitely. Anyways, I know you were mentioning like Avengers, and we have like this inside joke. My viewers know how much I don't like that game. Like that I kind of treat it as like my coaster now. Like I just put like any drink on it. But
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah. I mean, I tried playing the game. I really did, man. I really did. I just can't like
I'm
it.
right there with
I don't
you.
like it, man. I'm so sorry. And to you guys who get on me about that, you know, get off my back. I'm sorry, but the game is just not good. No matter how much you deny it, you got to admit the game is just it's trash. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about D23 and what we can expect to see. And of course, Marvel Spider-Man 2 and theorize. There's a lot of good theories out there. There's a lot of questions that you guys have, burning questions that you want answered. And trust me, we're there with you. So if you want to go ahead and pull up some of the questions that you got there as well.
Heck yeah. I mean, a lot of you guys did ask some of the same questions, so it'll be easy to...
I'll actually be pulling up your community post and checking out your the questions as well in the meantime to see if I can find something.
Okay, so I want to ask, this one's more directed towards you because I feel like I've discussed this in like plenty of my videos, but this one's from, I think it's Jordan Isles. He says, what is the one feature you would be excited for most to get added to Marvel Spider-Man 2?
That's a very difficult question because there are just so many features I'm looking forward to.
I'll phrase it this way. Name one feature that if we don't get in Marvel Spider-Man 2, you'll be disappointed. Like,
wall
you'd be
combat.
pretty disappointed if it's not in there.
Wall combat, because I don't think Spider-Man should be just limited to just combat while on 2 feet. I think he should be able to defend himself in every single possible way. Like even though Spider-Man may be a little bit more vulnerable, he still has the agility and and strength and speed of a spider. So I think he can defend himself, just like how we got like a hint of that at the very end of the first Marvel Spider-Man game when he fought Doc Ock on the side of the building. I'm like, so if that was possible the entire time, how can we couldn't do such thing in any other part of the game?
Did it feel like you were like really
in
getting
control.
to experience being Spider-Man? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like you kind of did the same repetitive moves. It was mostly just an emotional cinematic experience as opposed to like solid gameplay, wall combat.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree with you. I think like I don't know if this counts as a feature, but if we get Marvel Spider-Man 2 and the map is not any different or bigger, that would be like the biggest L for me. Like,
okay, yeah, there's no excuse for the map to not be any bigger. I mean, we got a PS5 hardware here with like 16 gigs of RAM and a powerful CPU, and like there's no excuse. This game it's massive, and I'm quoting Tony Todd, who said that the game is massive. So we need to have other boroughs of New York. We need to be able to like see a bigger map, a more realistic representation of New York. Not that I'm saying like New York hasn't looked realistic. I think it's the most realistic looking New York I've ever seen in the Marvel Spider-Man games, but it just needs to be bigger. It needs to exceed expectations. I even like mentioned this, and like this is a bit of a like a side thing, and like I don't mean to like get off topic here, but I wouldn't mind seeing advertisements in the game, and I don't mean like where like you're playing and then you get interrupted by an advertisement. No, I'm not that crazy, and I'm not a masochist. I'm sorry, guys. What I meant was actual franchises in the game, whereas you see the actual franchises in real life when you're just walking by and you see a Starbucks or a Coca-Cola or something, just to make it feel like it's lived in, that kind of stuff.
It's also like an opportunity for Insomniac and PlayStation to make money. Like,
exactly. Advertisement also pays for the marketing too.
Exactly. I mean, like it's in every sports game now. It's like freaking Pizza Hut's like has advertising within stadiums and stuff. So it would be cool to do that. I definitely think that like the city needs to feel a little bit more like lively and alive. I think like options to go inside of like coffee shops and stuff like that, or I mentioned this recently, but like, why can't we go in the Wakanda embassy and check it out and like see some Easter eggs?
We need to be able to walk
things
into
like
buildings.
that.
Like, I'm not asking Insomniac PlayStation to like sell out to like sponsorships. Like, I'm not asking them to pull off a Wayne's World or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I don't know if you ever seen the movie Wayne's World, but like there was that funny bit where like they're like, we would never bow down to any sponsorship, and then they're wearing like Nike brands and Adidas brands, and you. Serving Coca-Cola and Pepsi and stuff like that.
Oh god, there's the Verizon wireless Spider-Man suit.
Oh my god, yeah, and like he's just decked out in all the good gear, like all the sponsorship gear. That'd be funny as hell.
That's what pretty sure that's what Marvel's Avengers did.
But there's just so much
Verizon
more
wireless ones.
Yeah. There's just so
Yikes.
much room for improvement and opportunities for like I mean, advertisement is only like a wishful thinking thing, I guess, in this point. But
Yeah.
one thing that was lacking besides like the 2 colleges in New York City was the schools. The other kinds of NPCs like children running about, animals, dogs, cats, all that stuff. Like if you want this world to feel very lived in and be realistic, you got to have a variety of different kinds of NPCs. I know it's probably a lot to compute or program into this game, but I mean, it's an open world game and we see different kinds of things in a real life open world kind of thing, when we're out and about. There should be children playing around. There should be animals running about. There should be a lot of things going on, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Do you have a question that you have picked out, or do you want me to go ahead and get another one?
Yeah, there's one here from Painless from 4 days ago. He says, do you think the symbiote will be a permanent future, as story-wise, too? I think he meant feature. I don't think so. Sadly, during post-game, here's what I think. Post-game, after you've beaten it, you won't have access to the symbiote. But you'll have access to the black suit, I guess. But it would be a bummer if you had still access to the black suits because you can change into your costumes, but not have the symbiote powers. So I don't know. That's actually kind of tough. But like no doubt about it though, New Game Plus would probably allow you to use the symbiote suits and abilities from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, that's tough actually.
That's really hard. Yeah,
it's gotta like flow with the narrative because eventually like Pete's gonna lose the symbiote, we're assuming, so obviously you don't want him to.
Yeah, we're only presuming here, but yeah, I mean it's more than likely that's probably like the obvious call that Peter's gonna make. He's just gonna get rid of the costume. That's what I think.
Yeah, for sure. That's tough. I mean, I don't know. I like the idea of letting people use those abilities maybe in a New Game Plus or post game. I think it's tough because like what's going to happen is like people are going to love playing as symbiote Spider-Man, and then you're going to kind of like take that away from them. And the only way that they would get that experience was to go through the story again,
Yeah, they're going to feel like also a bit overpowered.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think you'd be like a god if you wear the symbiote suit.
How about this question from Ezek99? Do you think Norman Osborn will play a big role in this game?
I think so, because he's gonna like we seen him in the first game. I think he's gonna do a lot of behind the scenes kind of things where like he's scheming or doing things what he thinks is right and what is helping his son. But like at the end, I presume that things would go wrong. Harry would most likely die. Norman would probably blame himself partially along with Spider-Man, and I'm calling this right now. And don't you guys forget this podcast, but I think at the very end of Marvel Spider-Man 2, Norman's just going to go insane with anger. He's going to inject himself with a serum, a soldier serum. We're going to hear his cackle, and the screen will cut to black, like with this cackle like echoing in the darkness. And Green Goblin will be the main villain of the third game. That's what I think is going to happen.
I wish we had video podcasts right now because I got goosebumps thinking about that.
Green
Goblin is one of my favorite villains ever.
Yeah, so. I think Green Goblin is like the equivalent to like the Joker to Batman.
It's usually like for me it's like Venom or Green Goblin are kind of like interchangeable, but
Venom has tortured Spider-Man. Like Venom has tortured Spider-Man, but Green Goblin has ruined Spider-Man and tortured him in several ways that no other villain has ever done. I think
it's true. It is very true.
Yeah.
Do you have another question, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I have one. So Hattie King TV asks a pretty good question, but I think I mean, I don't know if you have an answer to this one. He says, do you think Peter will kill someone, maybe Venom or Craven?
I was thinking MJ.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, God, no, man. You gave me a bit of a heart attack.
I was expecting a laugh or something to go. Yeah. We need to add in a laugh drop for that one.
Yeah, I have the stream
total
deck.
Dark humor right there.
I have the stream deck for that, for the laugh drop, but I can't do it in real time because I haven't set it up. So next podcast, I'll have all those things ready.
Yeah, no,
I'll have like fart sounds ready too for that.
Right as I say that, just
like a big old fart, like and it echoes like.
The wettest one. Oh god.
God, it's gonna be great, man. I'm gonna be. It's like my favorite toy.
Yeah, I don't think Peter's gonna kill anybody.
No.
I came out with a theory.
What's that?
Not really a theory. This is my own little fan fiction right here. But Peter's a mentor to Miles Morales.
Right.
So kinda, he's kind of his mentor. Doc Ock was a mentor to Peter. So I have this little like visualization where, for some reason, Peter and Miles are fighting, and Peter's like on top of Miles, like beating the crap out of him, like to the point where you're like, oh man, he might actually kill him.
That's gonna be hard to see, man.
No, and then what happens is like Pete kind of like looks up at a reflection, and he has like tendrils sticking out of him because of the symbiote, and it almost like looks like Doc Ock, and he has that like realization, like what's going on, like he's basically repeating Doc Ock's mistake, so he sees his reflection, and he has these tendrils out, and he just brings it back and thinks about Doc Ock as he's like beating the crap out of him.
Yeah.
So there's kind of like a little bit of I don't know, it's like poetry, it rhymes. Kind of like, I don't know, replaying that whole little situation, I guess. But yeah, I think Pete's gonna do some dark stuff. I don't think he's gonna kill anybody.
No, I don't think so. I think he's gonna probably have like a memory of Ben, which I've actually wanted to see in the first Marvel Spider-Man game, but they really went with the MCU route where like they just don't show any memory of him. He's not forgotten, but like he's referenced with pictures and where Aunt May and Peter have talked about him briefly here and there. But I would love to like relive a moment of Peter's past where we play like a little sequence of pre-Spider-Man Peter Parker, and maybe have like and then like he's interacting with Ben Parker. Maybe have that as a memory to serve for him to come back to his senses and get rid of the black suit or something like that. I don't know. But then again, it's like a double-edged sword for me because I feel like that would also come out of nowhere when we never had kind of moments like that from like the first game. So, I mean, I don't know. Like maybe I'm thinking like the message can be a little bit cornballish, or something. But we've seen something like that in like the classic animated series from the '90s. Or something, like just something along the lines of something like that helps Peter go back to his senses.
Yeah, I could see something like that happening for sure.
Yeah.
I saw a question. All right, so okay, Nick above number 1. Do you think the new Spider-Man suit or advanced suit will be as red as it is in the trailer, or do you think it's going to be like the original game where it has more of an orange tone?
Wait. I think we can all indeed confirm that it's more red than it is from the first game. The first game does have that orange tint, reddish tone. If you look at the trailer very closely and compare it to the original suit from the first game, you can see it's very hot red. And I'm glad Insomniac Games listened to that kind of criticism. But it's a very obvious like hot Spider-Man red color.
I'm like always surprised that Insomniac never fixed that for the remaster. Or
Me too. I'm surprised they never did that. But they can change the face, no problem, right?
Yeah, I'm like, you completely change a face.
Yeah.
But you can't just like change the little colors, give it a little bit more saturation, take away that orange tone. Yeah, that's always surprised me. I'm kind of baffled as to why they never went in and fixed that. It's always been a big complaint of mine because in all of the marketing material, the suit looks great. Like posters, I have the Hot Toys figure for it, and it's like a nice deep red. But then you get in game, and mostly in like the daylight settings, it just has that ugly orange tone.
Yeah, I tend to put on other suits that have more red feel. Like even like the original Insomniac's take of the classic red suit has more red to it.
Right. Which is weird because like the advanced suit's supposed to be kind of like built on top of the classic suit, so you'd think it'd still have the same color.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Like, why didn't they just go with that? Maybe they just wanted to go with that kind of color to give it that distinguishable difference, I guess, and make it distinguished from like the original classic suit. But yeah, I got somebody with like burning questions here. This is from a Rocket Raccoon. I don't think it's like the original Rocket Raccoon, but like his actual profile picture is of a raccoon in a tree, from what I can see. So he has like 5 questions. I don't think we're gonna go through all of them, but it's on your community. It says here, question 1: in terms of the story, do you, Comic Blast Keenan, or Astonish, feel Doc Ock or perhaps Mr. Negative should play a small role in the next game? Now, that is a good question. I had some crazy theories about that. If you guys want to check it out, I had some theories regarding how like Doc Ock or Mr. Negative can play a sort of a role in the sequel. It's in my Marvel Spider-Man 2 news and update theories playlist. You can just go to my channel and check it out. There's like over 50 of them. So if you want to check it out and binge on those videos in the meantime, definitely help yourselves. But what do you think, Keenan?
I don't really have much interest in Mr. Negative's story continuing. I think I'm completely satisfied with that. I am always down for some more Doc Ock because that storyline and that character was just so compelling. And I've always felt that there was a little bit more left for Doc Ock just based on the ending for his character when he gets locked up in prison. And he has that like the angriest look on his face. And I'm like, nah, he's out for revenge. Like he's going to come back at some point in time. So I don't necessarily have a theory for how he could come back. I don't think that is going to happen in this story, but I think that there's a future for him within this universe at some point in time. So yeah, I'd definitely be down for it to happen.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking like with like the whole black suit situation, Peter will be so angry that he might want to go after a lot of people that he felt like he was wronged by, including Doc Ock, because he would probably take out his anger and frustration at the fact that Aunt May was killed and it was Doc Ock's fault. Or Peter might be seeking out another brilliant science mind, and maybe asking Doc Ock for advice on how to remove the black suit or something. I don't know. We'll also probably get a chance to meet Dr. Connors since he was in the Miles Morales post-credit scene. So either way, that'd be pretty cool. Like a break into the raft mission.
Yeah, actually, that actually reminds me. I've done so many videos on Spider-Man 2. I completely forgot about this theory that I had, but I did have a theory where Pete goes to the raft to seek out Doc Ock's help and kind of perfect the original design for like the mechanical arms, which leads him to getting, the arms
for the suit for the 2.0.
Yeah, except that it's not going to take over his mind because they kind of perfect it.
It could have been basically what Doc Ock should have been with time, but it's not. And then like having Doc Ock to see that would probably break his heart or even make him more angry. But that's what I'm thinking. Like, but I don't know, man. I don't think Peter would have any reason to visit him because at the end of the Marvel Spider-Man game, before he was about to confront Doc Ock, he called MJ saying, "How do you tell somebody that you don't want to be friends with them anymore, or something, or lose a friend or something like that?" I don't know.
Things like when do you give up on?
Yeah, how do you give up? How do you give up on a friend? Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think Peter has any reason to. But I mean, it'd be cool for Peter to go on a mission where he would just take out his anger, just go crazy go ham on people. But yeah, and then he has a second question. Judging by how Miles Morales did collectibles, do you think we will see us having to find more creative ways, more puzzles like scenarios to find said collectibles? Bring back the comic book collectibles. I mean, those are great Easter eggs and those are always fun. I would love that. I mean, we had that in one of the Amazing Spider-Man games where you collect comic books. I would love that. What do you think?
Yeah. Comic books definitely are something I would love to see make a comeback in this game. I don't really I'm not a super creative person, so I don't really know what else they could possibly do for collectibles. The backpacks were just awesome, I thought, in the first game. Like, I really enjoyed. Yeah, I loved going back and just reading up on this 8-year history of Spider-Man. So I'm interested to see what they do with collectibles. I feel like they're essential for every Spider-Man game, so I don't know, it'd be interesting.
All right, yeah, definitely. I mean, collectibles are always fun, and I think it's always a must for any Spider-Man game, especially an open world Spider-Man game. But yeah, anyways, you got any other questions that you want to answer there, Keenan?
That's a good question. Let's see. Rocket Raccoon's other question, in terms of side missions, we definitely did see lots of smaller scale missions in Miles Morales. Would you like to see those return and have a good mix of super baddie missions, and then the lower states friendly neighborhood missions. I really liked the little side missions in Miles Morales. I thought they were like pretty easy to complete.
They added something new in Miles Morales where like it was like the Spider-Man app. What was it?
Friendly neighborhood app.
Yeah, those offered a wider variety of different kinds of things. Like it wasn't necessarily crime; it could be like helping somebody. So that's another thing that I have. It's like a minor criticism that the crimes are very repetitive and like the same. So what are the odds of like a group of individuals doing the same kind of crimes all over the city?
Yeah.
I think Spider-Man doesn't necessarily have to just be there just to save the day, as in like fighting crime. I think other missions should involve like helping people, saving people from like falling off a building, helping somebody protect a bunch of boxes from like the feast. You know, like mix
Just
it
like
up a little
fires,
bit.
like
Yeah, just putting out
some of the old
fires
games.
or bombs or whatever. I don't know, putting them out.
You know, like the early games. I forget which one it was. It may have been.
Spider-Man
It
2.
might have been Web of Shadows.
I think
Well,
Spider-Man 2
there's, like,
had the best ones though. Like there's this guy
Oh
who had
yeah,
like a
the balloons.
Oh, I lost my balloon. I hated
Yeah.
that kid. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna get your damn balloon. It's not a real crime. It's not a state of emergency. Just go get another one.
No. There was like one game where you took people to the hospital. Like they
That
were
was
like
Spider-Man
injured
2.
and you had to...
That was
Yeah.
Spider-
Okay. So
That was funny because like there was this like hard hat guy that would like you see him on the sidewalk and he goes like,
Yeah.
"Ow, my leg! Oh God! Oh!" And I'm like, what? That's some horrible voice acting in that game.
this is some
Oh,
like
my leg.
award-winning acting.
Yeah, it was the best.
It's like they
man.
found the janitor walking down the hallway. And we're like, we need somebody to voice this NPC.
Like you there?
Yeah.
You qualify. Yeah, get in here.
Leave
Get
your
in the
room right
booth.
there.
Get
Yeah.
in the booth. Get in that booth right now and do that and do what you can. Like just throw a voice. I don't care.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god! Like voice acting was like it's a real treat in older Spider-Man games, especially in the Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3.
Absolutely.
Oh man, that's awesome. I miss those days.
God, it's very nostalgic.
Yeah. Let's see. So, we have a couple more questions just before we end it in a few minutes. Let's see. Will the swinging be improved? Well, I'm hoping for that.
Yeah, it's
That's a
definitely
given.
going to be improved.
That's definitely going to be improved. I mean, at this point, Peter Parker has been Spider-Man for a little over 10 years. So if he's still swinging like a handicapped Spider-Man, then there's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, like, I thought it was even a little bit improved in Miles Morales. So that game was like kind of started development around the time that Spider-Man PS4 was ending its development. So if they were able to make those improvements that quickly, think about what they can do in, the 4 or 5 years that they've had to develop this sequel to Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah.
It should get crazy. I mean, like, we sit here and make like all these series, and like me in particular, like I spend a lot of time just talking about things that I want for the game on my channel.
Yeah.
And like I could see like probably none of it's gonna happen, but Insomniac's gonna find like super creative ways that I could have never like imagined to blow our minds with this game. Like,
here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna surprise us, just like they did with Miles Morales. They're gonna surprise us, man, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, I didn't think about this. I'm such an idiot."
That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna be like, God, like, why didn't we? They're just like, obviously, like they're the professionals. We're just like little fanboys making these little videos.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love doing it, but I know that they're gonna find ways to blow us away and unimaginable ways. Like we're gonna be like, holy crap, how did you think of this feature? I would have never thought of this.
Exactly, man. Like I was like, what the hell?
Well,
but I'm
like
pretty sure they're gonna guess like they're probably gonna use one out of like, I don't know, 500 of our ideas across our videos.
Yeah, there's gonna be that one. I'm still like, listen, you guys, by all means, like, please don't annoy the people at Insomniac. But if you want to like tweet at them and tell them to add us to the video game, that'd be pretty cool. I'm still like hopeful that we'll get us like our voices in as like NPCs. I think that's the coolest idea.
Oh my god!
If we got some people from the Spider-Man community to like, just voice a random civilian, that'd be just insane.
Yeah, that would be.
Probably won't happen, but
yeah, I want that to happen. I would love to like even do like an actual like be a podcaster in the
Oh,
game,
yeah.
kind of like how Danica was in Miles Morales, and like opposing,
sick.
like going against Jameson and stuff like that, just
Oh, and
challenging
like a
him.
debate.
Yeah, a debate or something. I don't know. And then
Yo,
like,
listen here, idiot.
all right, Jameson, calm down. And now we'll stick around, guys, because we got some more after these messages. And I'll just be like messing with them or something like that. Jameson, go take a chill pill. We'll take a hike.
Yeah, I want to voice Jared.
Jared? Oh yeah. Wait,
assistant.
does Jared have a voice in it? He doesn't. He have a
I don't
voice in the
think he
first game?
does.
Well, yeah, he appears in the
he
first.
does.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, man.
Yeah, Jared. Or like Jared
Someone
gets fired and then they
out.
replace it with another Jared or something.
Jared, no, he just continues to call the new guy Jared, even though his name is like Ralph
Jerry.
or something.
or some variation of Jared, like Jerry, Gerald. Something
Gerald.
Like, something derivative. I don't know.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. But anyways, D23 is coming up, and let's finish it off with that, and then we'll end it there. But D23 is coming up. My expectations are kind of tempered. I'm not like overhyping it, thinking like, oh yeah, we're definitely getting Marvel Spider-Man 2 content there. But I think PlayStation is saving that because that's their baby.
Yeah, I mean, like, it is still technically, I guess Marvel Games is still technically a Disney property, so I'm not sure how much control they actually have over that. Right. I don't think that it's, I hate it. Like, I'm hopeful that there will be something shown, but I don't think it's going to happen. Unfortunately, that's definitely going to be something for like a Sony Showcase, like one of their bigger events.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless they want to do another small trailer and then do actual gameplay for, a Sony Showcase.
I think so. I don't think they're going to. D23 is going to take that away, but we can wait another month. And I swear to God, if we don't get anything in September, I'm going to be like, yo, like, what's up,
That'd be
man?
pretty heartbreaking.
I'm going to be like Dave Chappelle going like, yo, PlayStation, you got any more of that Marvel Spider-Man 2? Just itching away, like, until like the skin comes off. Like, I
mean,
and at that point, like, not only my lips would be powdered white, but like my entire face would be like white.
Listen, like, PlayStation has a chance to like, I mean, they always nail it with the like actual showcases. Like, state of plays, they're like fine, but when they do like the actual showcase, they tend to nail it and blow people away.
They'll end it with that
last year.
They'll end it with that. They're gonna end it with Marvel Spider-Man 2. It's probably gonna be like the final nail in the coffin right there. It's like, yeah, take that. Like, how about that?
Yeah, because like, I mean, like, they have God of War coming out. That's gonna be huge for them, and then they have Harry Potter still coming out in December.
Yeah.
And then you lump that in with some Marvel Spider-Man 2, and you've blown up the internet.
It's like the final cherry on the pie right there, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're kind of like getting to the point where they need to start promoting these games.
Exactly.
Especially with God of War coming out in November. So yeah, I mean,
I hate how quiet they remain, but they do it for a good reason.
Oh, it kills me. Like, Insomniac is like, they keep all of their secrets.
They're
like,
so good at it.
The fact that nothing leaked out for Miles Morales.
Yeah, it's like when that happened, I'm like, yo, like, they've been working on this game in secrecy, and like, and we didn't hear a damn thing about it already. Like, how many groups of people do they have?
Yeah, I mean,
they live up to their name. By the way, they live up to their name. Insomnia Games. They don't sleep often.
Yeah, that's why, like, whenever rumors come out, and I'll be the first to admit I cover like every rumor that comes out, but I'm usually like, probably not gonna be true because they keep secrets very well over there.
Yeah,
like Spider-Man PC, like, nobody knew that was happening.
Me either. I thought it was like a Sony exclusive, and I'm like, here we go. All right, so I guess it's safe to say that Marvel Spider-Man 2 eventually will hit the PC, probably a couple years after its launch.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But anyways, let's go ahead and close it right here. Do you want to close it with anything?
Just continue to get hyped, continue to support the channels, guys. And if you do enjoy this format of content, just hit the thumbs up, because that kind of stuff just encourages us to keep the videos or these podcasts coming. So
definitely spread the word. It really helps out. And look forward to the next episode on Comic Blast Keenan's channel.
Heck yeah.
All right, guys. Well, Thank you all once again for joining us on this awesome, fun podcast. I had a great time, and I hope you guys remain hyped. Until next time, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. And as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel. And also, definitely subscribe to Comic Blast Keenan. Take care, guys.
Will one of you finally give me what I desire?
PlayStation